Tucked away on the grounds of an army base here in Cologne, Panama, we've been working on Jibsea 2, our new aluminum sailboat, as fast as we can. We're getting pretty antsy to leave the constant lightning storms that happen on the daily. We're one step closer to being offshore ready and leaving the dock for a pretty serious passage.
This is very exciting. We've been waiting for these to come in. We have our brand new solar panels. We had mentioned in our boat tour video that we had 600 watts on board, but we're actually getting rid of those panels and found two huge, like 8x4, 575 watt panels here. So we got two of them. We're gonna have 1150 watts of solar, more than we've ever had, ever. So that'll be really interesting. Our battery bank right now is still only 420 amps until we get lithiums put in, but this is exciting. I thought they were a pretty good find here locally, which was ideal because we got them shipped right into the marina, no customs, duties, all of that jazz. We found these Jinko panels online and they're just basic monocrystalline panels, and we've had monocrystalline in the past and they work really well for us, no issues. The great thing about it is that they're really inexpensive. They were about 40 cents US a watt, which is cheaper than we've seen anywhere. I think the cheapest we saw in the States was like $1 a watt. We actually found another panel that we were considering that were also monocrystalline at half that price, at like 20 cents a watt. We started looking into the two companies and it looks like these particular ones are a lot more efficient. And the good thing was there were tons and tons of reviews because these are not marine solar panels. These panels are used, I think, primarily for more larger applications, like for residential use or like solar farms. So there were tons and tons of reviews on the two brands that we were considering. And at the price 40 cents a watt, these ones were a little bit better than the other one. So we just, yeah, we really couldn't not get these ones. And then I think we read that they were like ranked 5th best solar panel. So we're very, very excited to get 1150 watts of solar on our Bimini.
Well, we got a bit of shade today, so I'm thinking maybe it is a good day to do these panels, or at least get them started. So we got to get these two 300 watt panels off, and these 575 watt panels on. Kind of have some hardware here, so I'm gonna see if that's something I can utilize. I didn't really think too much about what I have to make this work. I just said, just get these panels and I'll figure it out and hope for the best. So let's hope for the best.
Hey? What? It's so loud when you do work on aluminum.
Well, that went nice and smooth. Just got to bust off a couple of these little blocks right here and reorientate them where I want the other panel to be supported.
Okay guys, so buying Jibsea 2 and all of the upgrades, the work that we've been putting into her to make her offshore ready and make her our own is not cheap. So we do want to give a huge shout out to CyberGhost VPN for sponsoring this week's episode. In today's digital world, having a VPN, which is short for virtual private network, is essential if you want to stay safe online. Quite honestly, it's something that everybody should be using, especially if you're using public Wi-Fi, like in a coffee shop or at a train station. With CyberGhost VPN, all of your online traffic is routed through a secure tunnel, hiding your IP address and encrypting all of your data from anybody that could be out there trying to steal it. CyberGhost VPN works with pretty much every platform. So whether you're using Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, smart TVs, or others. They have a strict no logs policy, meaning that not even CyberGhost VPN themselves track your online activity. No one knows what you're doing online, and you have full privacy while you're browsing. With just one subscription, you're covered for up to 7 devices, so you can share it with your family and your friends. They offer a 45-day money-back guarantee with 24/7 customer service, meaning it's risk-free. So if you're looking to protect your identity online, access geo-restricted content, get travel deals, and unlock more movies and shows on over 40 different streaming services like Netflix, Amazon, and others, now's the time to check out CyberGhost VPN. They're offering our viewers an amazing deal right now at just $2.03 a month. Plus, you're going to get 4 extra months for free. So that's 84% off if you use the dedicated link that we're going to pop in the description box below this video.
All right, let the sun go down so that the panels won't have any power going to them. And now it's time to get those suckers up on top. Grab Steph here and maybe she can give me a hand.
We wanted to make sure that it was just off of the backstay there. Solar panels are up, they fit nicely. We have them run in parallel right now, which I think we probably should have done them in series because I think we might get a little bit more efficiency out of them. But at the moment, with the charge controller that we have, is the MPPT 150, which means there's 100 volts and 50 amps. Our solar panels are 51.2 volts max, and if we were to run them in series, I think we would overcapacitate that charge controller, which is at 100 volts. And we have another one there, but we don't know what it is. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll probably reinstall them in series once we get another solar charge controller. But right now we're getting amazing amperage coming in, and we're not even height of the day. It's not even 9 a.m. yet, and we've seen 40 amps. We've never seen 40 amps come in with our, prior solar setup. Come noon, if we had a really, really sunny day, I don't know if that's going to do it.
I'm not an electrician whiz at all. I don't know anything, really. But usually what you read online is map the panels with the controller and keep it 20% lower than the max. So I'm looking at these panels and we're going, okay, well, they're 51.2 volts and max, and they're 14 point something max amps. So I'm like, all right, 2 panels, that's 28 something amps, 50 amp allowance on the controller. But I don't know how come we're putting up 40 amps. So I don't get how it works. Yeah, we're just gonna hope for the best. But at least we're putting out some good amperages because that's what we need to be able to sail out of here. It's a down and dirty kind of thing. Just enough to make it work for us to get to where we got our stuff and we have proper.
To work.
Yeah.
It has to work though.
Yeah, it has to work. We have a bit of redundancy too. Like we have 3 other solar controllers that were already on the boat, but I don't know anything about them. There's no identification on them. They just say solar controller. I've realized that they potentially are an MPPT controller, but I don't know amperages or voltages. As long as this will work for now, and then when we get back to where we're heading with our stuff, we got all the right stuff to make it properly work. It's just kind of waiting because things are really expensive to buy here in Panama. You can get things shipped in, but timeline, we just don't have time for it. So yeah. This is crazy. This is more power than we've ever had. I've maxed our amperage out on the app, like the allowance of what it can take in. I maxed it to 45 just to be on the more cautious side at the moment. And we're totally maxing it out. I did test it and went straight to 50 amps and it went there. So
all the power.
So that's what we're putting in minus the 17 we're using. A little worrisome because it's 9:47. We got cloud cover. It's not even like the sun is over here. It's not directly on the panel. So yeah, I'm kind of curious what it's going to do.
But we only have 400 amps to recharge, so it'll be quick recharging.
Yeah, it's like I averaged, if we don't have Starlink on, we need to only use like less than 9 amps, so 8.5 amps per day per 24 hours is what we can use on our crossing, but we need to be able to put back in 30 for 12 hours the next day to get our batteries back up full, because we only have 210 usable amp hours. And at 8.5 amps, that's, we're already maxing that because our fridge, freezer, That's not including instruments, autopilot. But we have a wind vane, so that's cool. We're going to use that as much as we can, if we can.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's going to be a test. So hopefully we can do it. But yeah, it's really cool to have more power. So another thing we just added to the list before we go is trying to figure out this water tank. This is our tank number 1. It's the original tank. We don't know if it's 20 or 30 gallons, and we kind of measured it and went on what math it gave us. But I'm trying to think, why not use this water that's in here versus just have it and not use it for our crossing coming up. But I don't know how to plumb it into the whole system because just the way it's ran, I might not have the parts to make it work like that. So I'm thinking what we could do is just put a pump, plumb it in, and just have it for our shower deck wash off the back of the transom, and then at least we could have 20 to 30 gallons of just shower water for the trip, which would be awesome. So I'm just going to plumb it in right here, and yeah, should be able to use the water that's in this tank. So that's it. It's all hooked up. Our transom shower is good to go. Bam. And then when the pressure builds, we get like 30-foot range out of this thing, because that one pump is only going to this. So that'll be perfect, because now we'll have our 80 or so gallons, what we think, for our drinking water and everything that we use inside the boat. And then we can have a designated, what we think is either 20 or 30 gallons for showering. And that's just for this trip until I can figure out how to plumb the tank number 1 into the other tanks. Like, I could do it now, but how it works is it wouldn't be filtered water. And right now, everything that we got going to from tanks 2 and 3 go through a carbon filter, and tank 1 wouldn't. So, but that'll be perfect. Now we'll know, like, okay, yeah, we use 20 gallons for showering, so like, let's, I don't know, not use any more. I don't know. I think it'll be cool, just at least for this trip. But I just got to empty all the water out of there now, so I can refill it with fresh stuff, since we don't know how long this water's been sitting in that tank for. So we just got in our last piece of the puzzle before we can take off out of here, and that was our running lights. Our port and starboard decided they didn't want to work anymore. Actually, even our stern didn't want to work, but that came in a while ago. Now it's just putting these 2 guys in, and I think we're good to go. So these are them. These are SCOOKBOOK, full CNC'd aluminum block. They're mounted right on the hull here. I just gotta add some Linocoat and caulk the back of it so it's sealed. But that's a sweet looking nav light. Good stuff. We now have running lights. Yeah, someone just got hit. Yeah. That was insane. I literally just watched a boat over here get hit with lightning. Like, it hit and then just sparked. Closest lightning I've ever been around.
I want to know what that air horn is. Like, where is it coming from?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a distress call or it's just going off. Getting heavier again.
We shut everything off. That's why we have a flashlight here.
Yeah, I'm even like, how do we...
Well, we put all our stuff in the oven and the microwave, like all our electronics, our handhelds, and then just switch everything off so we're completely dark.
Yeah, let's put our shit in the microwave. Or the oven.
Oh, now we know where another leak is.
One thing Panama will do, it'll find any leak you have.
Well, at least it's going right into the sink.
We haven't had a leak there.
Well, we haven't had rain like this. This is pretty heavy.
It's like
4 in the morning. Yanni bear. I don't like hearing that horn. It does sounds apocalyptic.
All right, so we definitely slept in this morning. That was such a crazy experience. We've never experienced that much lightning, that loud of thunder, and strikes that close to us. Turns out that the strike that we had seen, the big crazy one that we just shown, that was at the dock just behind us, but there was actually a boat down the way from us on the same dock who's missing some wind instruments, so it looks like that one might have gotten hit too. And the buzz around the marina is that there are several boats that got hit.
Yeah, the one at the end of the dock we don't know, no one's on there, and it kind of looks left a bit, but there isn't any instruments on the top, but there's reminiscences of like the Windex and the antenna, but they're gone. The one I filmed, that actually I think arced off of 2 masts, because I looked at the binoculars and you could see like one Windex was blown off and it was missing something else on the top of the mast, and as well the boat beside it, I don't know what they had, but it just looked like shrapnel, just kind of exploded.
And then we found out that the horn that was going off was the fog horn of one of the Sunreef 80s that are in front of us. And there was a really junior crew on board, so they weren't sure how to turn it off. But that was the sound that was keeping everybody up after the storm had passed. And then there's another Sunreef that also got hit. Actually, the three of them all got some sort of damage. One of them had their chain released into the water.
Yeah, like their anchor windlass just let a bunch of chain out.
And then the one with the foghorn had like 30 alarms going off inside apparently, and had a bunch of electrical damage.
That one's kind of scary because that's an eco Sunreef, an 80-foot eco. The whole boat is electric. Like, I couldn't imagine the damage that would have caused on that boat.
And then a whole bunch of other boats in the marina all lost something. Like, we lost our voltmeter, it doesn't turn on anymore. We did our best to shut everything off, but upon turning it on, the voltmeter it just doesn't work. A bunch of people have lost their Windexes, their instruments. So even without the direct hit, there was just so much electricity in the air so close, because there were multiple strikes within the marina. Everybody had some sort of damage, which is unfortunate, but at least it was nothing like catastrophic.
I even had a crazy one where I was filming and there was a lightning strike super close and my camera just stopped recording. Like, it still recorded, but it froze the frame and nothing else.
He had an 8-minute clip, so 3 minutes in, all you see is a flash of lightning, and then it just keeps recording, but it's blank. So, I don't know. I threw my phone and everything else that we had, like computers, laptops, tablets, things like that.
Have you checked your laptop?
Yeah, I used it.
Okay. So
we threw those in the oven and the microwave, so we are never getting rid of that microwave.
Well, the oven's just good.
He's been wanting to get rid of a microwave forever.
I don't want a microwave. Unless we get a toaster oven. Then we'll change that. That's a debate right now. But anyways, thank God that we didn't get too much damage. Still sucks. I was like, oh, the voltmeter, whatever, it's fine.
It's like
it's a $200 freaking voltmeter.
Yeah, you thought it was going to be like 30, 40 bucks. But whatever, $200 is seriously not like the end of the world for how crazy that storm was.
Let's see if we can show you.
It's time to get out of Panama, I'll tell you that much.
Let's go.
Leaving the dock is what we'll be doing in next week's episode. We'll be crossing the famous Panama Canal from the Atlantic side over to the Pacific, and we can't wait to bring you along. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click on the description link to get the special discount CyberGhost VPN is offering our viewers. This application will protect your data while you browse and give you full access to all blocked content on the internet for $2.03 a month only. Totally risk-free, so check it out. Link in the description.